Happening tonight, in fact, released just 1 hour ago at 10 o'clock, the report card on Kentucky's public schools, along with the new JCPS score data. It's the report that gives parents an idea of how students here in Jefferson County are doing compared to the rest of the state. WHAS 1119's Alex Dieterer has spent the evening breaking down what it shows for families. Alex?
The Kentucky Department of Education added new features to the state accountability system this year to measure how schools are doing. This means we can't compare this 2022-2023 school year data to previous years, but state education leaders say schools are still trying to bounce back from all of the challenges during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Let's face it, Kentucky kids and their families have been through a lot.
The new data just released by the Kentucky Department of Education, the assessment of Jefferson County public school students, shows an all-time high graduation rate at JCPS high schools. But at 87%, that's lower than the statewide rate of nearly 92%.
When we talk about our future state, I want to be clear. I think these are signs that we are moving in the right direction.
JCPS Superintendent Dr. Marty Polio says every student group across the school district increased in reading proficiency, with the largest growth seen in elementary schools. 81% of elementary schools increased reading and math scores.
We want to continue to see is that continued growth and improvement in literacy and numeracy. And especially amongst our students of color, we want to see that gap reduce.
There are some troubling numbers. Across Kentucky, nearly 30% of students qualified as chronically absent, meaning they attended less than 90% of school. This has been a constant trend since the COVID-19 pandemic. Kentucky Department of Education Interim Commissioner Robin Fields-Kinney claims absenteeism directly impacts test scores.
If we don't have students in the classroom or learning remotely, whatever way that we can access them, then the chances that they are receiving and learning from that instruction of our teachers is greatly mitigated.
Comprehensive School Improvement, or CSI status, means a school is in the bottom 5% of all schools in the state. JCPS had 9 schools exit CSI status during the academic year, but JCPS also now has the majority of the troubled schools in Kentucky. The district has 25 schools of the 28 total in the state identified as CSI status.
But we know we have a long way to go. I want to be clear about this. This is not us saying, that we have met the goals and we are where we need to be.
Polio says aligning the curriculum across all 155 schools in the district will help further improve test scores.
Well, Alex, let's go back to JCPS. As you reported, the schools in the troubled category, most of them are right here in Louisville. And that's such a big number. Of course, it is the state's biggest school system. So how does a school leave the troubled category once they've been identified?
Right, so once a school does have that CSI status, it kind of goes through a tedious process. So school goes through what's called a diagnostic review with KDE, and that looks at student performance and leadership at that school. And then once that happens, the school then builds a turnaround plan, and that plan is eligible then for federal funding. And that federal funding over the past 2 years has had JCPS go from 22 schools that have exited that CSI status. But like you said, Doug, the district still has 25 of the 28 schools in that bottom 5% category. That's nearly 90%.
All right. Thank you very much, Alex. We've got a more in-depth look at the results that have just come out. Again, released at 10 o'clock tonight. So visit our website, WHAS11.com, or the free WHAS11 app.